So today is the day. I am pretty sure you've already heard the stories that the United States is going to impose tariffs on countries like Canada, Mexico, and even China. It will be a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico and an additional 10% tariff on China. But it actually doesn't stop there. However, it's all going to happen today. Look at this. It says Trump is set to impose tariffs on Canada, China, and Mexico. That's going to happen today, Saturday, February 1st, according to the White House. But there's other bigger moves that are now in play. This is going to impact more and more countries. This is going to include Brazil, Russia, India, China as well, and even South Africa. So again, I'm going to break all this down, explain what is going on, but why this is all happening at this time. Again, keep in mind, President Trump has said it is now America first, and he is going to implement all the plans that he has in order to do that. So, I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on, and how we are likely to be impacted in the very near future. So, all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So yes, today is Saturday, February 1st, and this is the day that the president is going to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico. This is something that we haven't really seen, and this is something that, according to the White House, is simply because of all the fentanyl that has been coming in through the borders. Now, what does China have to do with this? Well, China has the ingredients that makes the fentanyl, that they send the ingredients to these countries or wherever. They manufacture the drug and then they send it into the United States. According to the White House, it says this drug has been killing more than 10 million Americans. But look at this. Here's what we now know. Okay? Trump's tariffs on Mexico and Canada could land this weekend. They will land this weekend, and they will start to impact every single good that is produced and imported. But what is that going to look like? Well, according to the Associated Press, it's going to be a grenade lobbed into auto production. What we know is that more than 1 in 5 of the cars and light trucks sold in the United States were built in Canada or Mexico. In 2023, the United States imported $69 billion worth of cars and light trucks from Mexico, more than any other country, and $37 billion from Canada. Another $78 billion in auto parts came from Mexico and $20 billion from Canada. The engines in Ford's F-Series pickups and the iconic Mustang Sports Coupe, for instance, come from Canada. Something else that you may not even realize, China was hit with tariffs before. You remember the first Trump administration? Yeah. So China has been affected by tariffs. Well, you know what China decided to do? They decided, let's open a manufacturing plant in Mexico. You know why? It's simple. If we open a manufacturing plant in Mexico, then Mexico doesn't have to pay any tariffs. Okay, great. So Canada bypassed the tariffs on China, bypassed the tariffs on China, on Chinese production, by simply manufacturing goods in Mexico. Yeah, the Trump administration figured that out. That's one of the reasons why Mexico is getting hit with a 25% tariff. Look at this. Here are the top 10 U.S. imports from Mexico. Cars and trucks, auto parts, and these are in billions over here. Okay, computers and accessories, oil, electrical equipment, telecom equipment, medicinal equipment, industrial machines, fruits, including avocados, blueberries, and strawberries, and household appliances. Those are the top 10. Okay? Now, we do not know exactly how much oil is going to be impacted. According to reports, there will be a tariff on oil, but it's going to be looked at very closely. Whether or not this tariff should go away, and the tariff is likely only going to be 10%, but is this something that we absolutely need? The Trump administration is going to be looking at the the demand from the American people is a higher price at the pump going to stop people from traveling? Is it going to stop us from going to work? Is it going to stop us from buying food because food is becoming a little bit more expensive? Possibly. I want to show you the top 10 U.S. imports from Canada as well. And then I want to show you the next thing, which is potentially even bigger. It says the top 10 imports from Canada. This is imports in value in 2023. Oil and petroleum products, $108.3 billion. Cars and trucks, 42. Auto parts, aluminum and bauxite, metal products, natural gas, bread, pastries and other baked goods, industrial supplies, beef, pork, and other meats, and then gold. Yeah, we import a lot of stuff from Canada and Mexico. But look at the new thread. It says President Trump reasserts towering 100% tariff threat against BRICS countries. It says they can go find another sucker nation. What are the BRICS countries? Well, it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Here's what I can tell you. Trump warned in Truth Social, he says the idea of the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. Yeah, we are not just going to stand by and let the other countries create their own currency and move away from the U.S. dollar.
Any day of the year.
That would be very troubling.
Get yours today at MrCoolDIY.com.
It says, we are going to require a commitment from these seemingly hostile countries
also getting
that
ready
they will
to make
neither
China
create a
pay
new
for
BRICS
its
currency
deadly
nor
behavior.
back any other currency to replace
with China,
the mighty
I'm also
U.S.
thinking
dollar,
about something
or
because they're
they will
sending
face
fentanyl
100%
into our
tariffs
country,
and
and
should
because
expect
of that,
to say
they're causing
goodbye
us hundreds
to
of
selling
thousands
into
of deaths.
the wonderful
So China
U.S.
is going to end up
economy.
paying a tariff also
Keep
for
in
that,
mind,
and we're in the process of
these
doing
are the
that.
countries right here.
We'll make that determination
Brazil,
of what it's going to
Russia,
be.
India,
China has to stop
and
sending
South
fentanyl
Africa.
into our country and killing
So,
our people.
if the Chinese economy
Let's bring in
or
Breitbart
the
Economics
Chinese manufacturers
and
are
finance
now
editor
going
John
to have
Carney,
to pay
25%
100% tariff,
Canada and Mexico
this is going to
are
spell trouble
coming.
for
but as Tom Phillipson
many
wrote
companies here
in
in
the
the United
National
States.
Review, John,
For instance,
he said,
Walmart has
the
a lot of
uncertainty
products
of
that
the
are manufactured in
execution
China.
of tariff threats, that's
Keep
the
in mind,
feature,
there are
not
some
the
products
bug.
that are
And
manufactured
it's good for
here.
U.S.
Okay,
It is indeed.
The
Look, what
final
Donald Trump is
manufacturing
going to
here in the
show is
United
that
States.
he is not
But a lot of
bluffing when he says
the
he will impose
materials that are
tariffs.
used to
Canada
manufacture
and Mexico
these
have
come from
both been
China.
playing a very interesting
Okay?
game
You look
where
at board
sometimes they're
games.
like, oh, we're going to do it. We're going to comply.
Not all the pieces
But then they do the
are
minimal
coming
amount.
from
We're now
the
seeing
United
a
States.
panic
Some
start
of
to
the
set
pieces,
in because
the
Donald
parts, the
Trump is
material
telling them
that's used
that
to make
tariffs
some of
are
these
coming.
board
You're
games.
not doing
It's actually
enough.
coming from China,
I think they
which
still
means
have a
we're gonna have to pay
chance
100%
to
tariff
avoid tariffs
on those
or to
products.
get them removed
Yeah.
pretty quickly.
But
Remember
it's
what
not
Donald Trump
just
just
that.
did with
It's
Colombia.
shoes,
He said, you're going to get tariffs.
clothing.
Then he let them back
Okay?
down from
Look
their
at,
totally
some type of
reckless,
household
irresponsible
appliances.
plan of not taking
Look
back their
at
migrants.
cups,
I think he will allow
silverware,
Canada
plates.
and
A lot of this
possibly
stuff
Mexico
comes
the
from
same
China.
out.
It's
If
just
they come
cheaper to
around, they
manufacture
will
it
be
there.
able to get tariffs
But
removed.
when you
what do they
implement
need
a
to do?
100% tariff, is it
ag
going to be
products?
cheaper?
I mean, what is
What
the-
about Brazil?
It's not
What
about
comes
trade.
from Brazil
It is about
or Russia?
It's not
Now,
fundamentally.
we're not getting
he
much from Russia
talked
lately,
about trade right
but
then.
we've
I think
also seen
fundamentally
since
it is
this war
about
between Russia and
fentanyl coming
Ukraine
across the
first
border. It's about
began,
illegal immigrants
the
coming across
prices
the border.
for
It is about
grain
allowing
went up,
Chinese goods
the
to
prices
avoid
for
our tariffs
fuel
by going
got
through
more
Mexico
expensive,
or through
and the
Canada.
American people
If they
are
make
paying
a
for it.
concrete pledge,
So right
for
now,
instance,
what
they were
Trump
just
is
talking
saying
about
is,
appointing
if
a
we want to
border czar.
protect the
That is a
almighty
great
US
idea. Give us a
dollar,
point man
well,
who we can
this
talk
is
to
one of the steps
about the
that we're
issues.
gonna have to
It's
take.
very difficult for the U.S.
He went on
president
to
to be
say
talking to the provincial
they
governors
can go find
of each
another
of these
sucker
places.
nation.
You need
There's
somebody
no
at
chance
the
that
point
BRICS will
who's
replace the
somebody
U.S.
like
dollar
our
in
Treasury
international
Secretary
trade or anywhere
our
else.
now
In my country
nominated
that,
but not yet
in any
confirmed
country
Howard
that
Lutnick,
tries to
Commerce
say
Secretary can talk to about
hello
these
to
problems. Somebody
tariffs and
Christine
goodbye
Nolan
to
can talk
America.
to. And I think
Or
if they
any
get
country that
somebody in
tries
place
should say
and they
hello
make
to
a real
tariffs and
commitment
goodbye
to
to
protect the
America.
border, then
Keep
I
in
think
mind,
the
this
tariffs
is
will come down.
going to be good
Donald Trump, by the way,
that
didn't
we
say
are now
exactly
manufacturing
what
more
the 25%
products here in the
tariff
United
will be
States,
on.
that
It's
we
very
are a
possible
producer
that it's
nation.
only on some goods
But the
that
problem
will exempt
is
things like
it's going
oil.
to
What you
create
said, he
pain
essentially said oil
immediately.
is,
We are going to see
as far
prices
as I'm
go
concerned,
up.
oil has nothing
So,
to do with it.
As we see
Oil
these
is
changes go
going to
into
have nothing to do with
effect,
it.
as
That's right.
we
He
see
wants us to
more
be an
reports
energy
come
abundant
out as
country.
to
He wants to
how these
reward
changes
Canada for
are going
producing
to
more
look.
oil.
I promise I'll
'cause
bring you
again,
all the
that's the
latest news
whole-
and
that's
updates,
the
but this right
linchpin
here
of
is going to
lowering
impact
inflation.
every single
I wanna move
American
on to this,
here in the United States.
and
So,
it's out
that was
of
good.
this-
More
it's
information,
out
I
of this
promise.
world.
I'll bring you all the latest
NPR
news and
getting
updates. That's what we know
after
as of today.
fact-checking the
So again,
president and
thank you guys
not
for
their
watching.
own
Consider
reporting.
subscribing, and I'll
This
see
is
you guys
classic. In an
on the next
article
one.